The struggle is real. You want to pray more, read Quran daily, and learn about your faith, but you also have bills to pay, a career to build, and family duties that seem endless. We live in a world that constantly pulls us toward the worldly life, the dunya, leaving us feeling guilty about neglecting our spiritual life, the deen. This isn't just about having a busy schedule. This is about feeling torn between two worlds. Many people mistakenly believe that balancing deen and dunya means cutting your life strictly in half, 50% for God and 50% for the world. But if you try to live that way, you will quickly burn out. Islam offers a much wiser, more integrated approach. It does not ask you to abandon the dunya, it asks you to transform it. The secret to ultimate Islamic time management is not about finding more time, but about injecting sacred meaning into the time you already have. It is about restructuring your schedule around your priorities. This is the ultimate Islamic strategy to stop juggling and start balancing, ensuring your journey in this life leads you successfully to the next. Let's start by fixing a common misunderstanding. What exactly is the dunya? For a Muslim, the dunya is not the destination, it is the vehicle. It is the field where we plant the seeds for the akhirah, the hereafter. Our beloved Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, taught us to live in this world as if we are merely travelers or strangers passing through. We use what we need from this world, our jobs, our homes, our relationships, to help us reach our final goal. The true definition of balance from an Islamic perspective is making sure every part of your dunya serves your deen. It means that your work, your rest, and even your recreation are connected to your purpose of worship. When this understanding clicks, your time management stops being a list of chores and starts becoming a cohesive plan for success. We are not meant to live like monks who have left the world entirely, nor are we meant to be slaves to our jobs and ambitions. The balance is found in using the tools of this life wisely. Now, let's move to the bedrock of this strategy. The foundation of all Islamic time management is established in two crucial concepts: prayer and intention. If you want to manage your time, you must first anchor your day. Our anchor is the 5 daily prayers, the Salah. These prayers are strategically spaced throughout the day, acting as perfect reset buttons and natural boundaries for your schedule. Forget about the endless to-do list for a moment. If your 5 daily prayers are rushed, forgotten, or constantly delayed, your entire time structure will feel unstable. The 5 prayers are more than just ritual acts. They are time markers that regulate your energy and focus. Fajr sets the tone for dedication. Dhuhr is the midday break. Asr is the warning that the workday is ending. Maghrib brings the family together, and Isha concludes the day with reflection. When you prioritize the prayer times and build your schedule around them, you infuse barakah, blessing, into your remaining hours. The second foundational concept is niyyah, or intention. This is the single most powerful time management tool we possess. Niyyah allows you to turn the mundane into the sacred. Think about it. Going to work is an act of dunya. But if you fix your intention that you are working to provide honestly for your family, to avoid asking others for money, and to be productive in society, that work instantly becomes an act of worship, an act of deen. Suddenly, those 8 hours at the office are no longer hours stolen from your faith life. They are hours invested in your faith life. Cooking dinner, studying for an exam, sleeping to renew your body, visiting a relative, all these worldly acts can be transformed into points of reward simply by purifying your intention. The niyyah is the spiritual filter that blesses all your physical tasks. With the foundation set, let's look at the practical framework, time blocking based on our spiritual anchors. The traditional secular time management model is often about filling every minute. The Islamic model is about creating space for reflection and ensuring that spiritual obligations are non-negotiable fixed appointments. The core strategy here is to view your day not as one long stretch, but as 5 defined blocks separated by Salah. The first and most crucial block is the period immediately after Fajr. The hours between Fajr and sunrise are historically proven to be the most blessed and productive hours of the day. This is when your mind is clearest and your environment is quietest. Do not use this time to check social media or your work email. Dedicate this block to your high-value Deen tasks, Quran recitation, memorization review, or structured Islamic study. Even 15 minutes here is worth an hour later in the day when distractions are rampant. Next, schedule your dunya commitments, but do so with the Niyyah strategy we discussed. When scheduling your work block, build in short 5-minute breaks around Dhuhr and Asr. These are your check-ins, allowing you to quickly refocus and renew your energy before returning to the task. Finally, dedicate the time after Maghrib to family connection and moderate learning. This is a time for winding down. Use the time before Isha for collective acts of worship, reviewing the day's activities with your spouse or children, or light reading. The goal is to avoid the trap of endless screen time or non-productive scrolling during this critical evening block. The key to barakah in this framework is to manage energy, not just time. When you fulfill your prayers promptly and prioritize Deen tasks in the morning, Allah places blessing in the rest of your hours, allowing you to achieve more in less time than you would have otherwise. We also need strategies for integration. We cannot always stop what we are doing to perform a lengthy act of worship, but we can integrate small, continuous acts into our busy day. This is the Deen first rule applied minute by minute. How can you do this? Utilize the concept of Dhikr, the remembrance of Allah. If you are commuting, instead of listening to unproductive chatter, listen to a scholarly lecture or recite the Quran. While performing repetitive tasks at work, use that mental space to repeat simple phrases like Subhanallah or Alhamdulillah. These are not distractions from your work. They are acts that polish the heart and increase the spiritual light in your day. This small habit transforms your commute or your household chores from empty time into worship time. Another integration strategy involves our relationships. Treating our parents with kindness, helping our spouse with chores, advising a colleague honestly, these are all acts of worship. By integrating good character and helpfulness into your daily interactions, you are essentially practicing your Deen through your dunya. Every positive interaction becomes a point of reward, meaning you don't have to isolate your Deen hours. They are seamlessly woven into your daily routine. Finally, for this balance to be sustainable, we must incorporate two essential elements: accountability and rest. Accountability in Islam is known as muhasabah, or self-reflection. At the end of every day or week, take a few minutes to ask yourself honest questions. Where did I excel in my obedience to Allah today? Where did I waste my time? Did I fulfill the rights of my family and my work? This doesn't require a complex spreadsheet. A simple mental review or journal note is enough. Muhasabah keeps you aligned and helps you identify where your schedule is leaking energy or time unnecessarily. If you realize you wasted 2 hours on streaming last night, you know where to recover those precious minutes the next day for Quran reading. Equally important is rest. True balance is impossible if you are constantly exhausted. Your body has a right over you. Sleeping well, eating healthily, and taking permissible breaks are not acts of laziness. They are essential components of sustainable worship. The Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, encouraged finding renewal. The balance of Deen and Dunya is not a static point you reach, but a continuous journey of intention and action. Start small today by redefining one worldly task with a sacred intention. May Allah grant us success in achieving the ultimate balance that leads us to success in both worlds.